It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Birds and the Buccaneers coming up next.
This is a city that's hosted more Super Bowls than almost anybody else. And, oh yeah, Brock, they've won a couple of their own along the way, too. We're in the home of the Buccaneers, Tampa, Florida, and Raymond James Stadium. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Ball is teed up. Chase McLaughlin to do the honors. And we're off and running from Raymond James. Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in. But it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him, and he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Here's another carry for Barkley. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. That's Antoine Winfield Jr. up to make that play.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune third down situation.
Motion man left is Brown. On third down, it's Hurts. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So they're left with fourth down here. Nice work by the defense on that drive, Brock, as it looks like they're going to get off the field here with a 3 and out.
You kept them from generating any sort of momentum to give this drive legs. We know offenses, they've got to see the chains move to get it going. But that forcible hit knocked the ball loose.
Fair catch called for and made just outside the 20. So here now are the Buccaneers on offense to begin their first drive. They are brought out by a former #1 pick who always plays with energy and passion, Baker Mayfield.
There's just certain quarterbacks, the way they run on the field. You just say their name and just some adjectives and attributes pop up right away. For Baker Mayfield, scrappy, tough, a will to win. I'm not surprised at all to see himself back in the starting role. Not surprised at all to see him flourish. The dude is mentally tough, he's mentally strong, and he typically makes the most of his opportunities.
Coming out throwing is Baker. Has him on the quick hitter. Space past the 35. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Godwin, the man in motion left. Mayfield on 1st and 10. That's complete, Mike Evans. And he's able to cross midfield before going out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Irving here from the gun. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Right back to Irving now. And he'll advance this down to the 38-yard line. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 38. That's going to be caught by Evans. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Opening script working gangbusters so far. 1st and 10 now at the 29. Baker now from the gun. Grabbed by Chris Godwin. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. He picks up 28 on the play. And that gives them 1st and goal.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. That one's incomplete in the end zone.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is, if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Mayfield to throw again. And they will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Mike Evans with the touchdown. Well, whether he stays the go-to guy the entire game, we will all judge together. But no doubt about it on that opening drive, Brock, he was the star. Bunch of catches and a touchdown to begin this one.
Yeah, I think this is twofold. Number one, you love to get this guy started early. He's a playmaker. He's a difference maker. Number two, this defense, well, they better be on high alert because this offense feels like they have a matchup they can attack, and that time attack a 3rd time for 6.
That one splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. This return starts at the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. Now for the 2nd time this game, we'll get a look at the Philly offense. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. Drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands, but he dropped it. It's incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
I think like I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. 6 yards to pick up there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender, and not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this piece down.
Hurts with it on 3rd and short. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Part of what's earned him status, Gronk, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And a fair catch made without incident just inside the 25. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Buccaneers will get set to go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Play fake, it's Mayfield. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And it sets up 2nd down.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
3rd and long, Mayfield. He finds the rookie from Ohio State. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down, here's Baker. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
Straight ahead, it's Irving. And this is going to be a short carry that just reaches the 40. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
3rd down, here's Mayfield. This finds Evans, complete. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Tackle made by Kalijah Cansey. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Call it 1 yard there. So consecutive 1-yard runs brings up 3rd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. It's Dotson on the catch. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
The Eagles are in punt formation. Trey Palmer on the return for the Buccaneers. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. 3rd time they've called on him as he gets this away. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they're going to take over possession. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Irving. Doesn't get much beyond the line. A yard at most. Zach Bond with the tackle. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Once again, Irving. Looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Zach Bond with the tackle.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Mayfield now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. From the gun, Mayfield. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing again is Baker. Evans brings in the slant. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Irving on the inside give. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. So that connection for a 1st will bring us to the end of the 1st. 7-0 is our score. More from Raymond James Stadium coming up after the break. Back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Buccaneers football as we begin. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. Here's the give to Irving. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. That's caught for the 1st. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
All set up now for 1st and 10. On the give, this is Irving. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Catch made by Bucky Irving. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
Here's Baker. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Here's Mayfield. The shot to the end zone is incomplete.
Well, he had the space from the defender and the concentration to make a great catch. What he didn't have was enough end zone real estate. That's just a very, very exciting incompletion.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Carry here for Irving. And they'll bring him down after an all-right gain. After a gain of 5, we'll see what they want to do here on 4th and goal.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
On 4th down, the Buccaneers trying to put 3 on the board with Chase McLaughlin. This one from the middle. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And their special teams converts to get them something out of that possession.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
McLaughlin has it on the team, and he's ready to send this flying. Fielded at the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
First down throwing for Hurts. That's caught by A.J. Brown. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. With third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
May not be the way he typically gets the ball, Kate, but once he had it in his hands like a reception, he knew what to do with it. He smelled that first down, and he went and got it.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Hurts now from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
On first down, Hurts. He's got Devontae Smith. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. He's got Brown on the slant. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Still on the move, coming to the line for first and 10. Motioning him from the slot right. First down from the red zone. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
Hurts trying again on second down. Flushed out of the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Here we go, third and less than a yard. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And now they're left with fourth and short. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. They went for it and got the 4 yards they needed, and that keeps this drive alive.
Oh, I love fourth downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
So the incompletion on first. Here's second and goal. Hurts throwing again. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
You know, a couple of my favorite nicknames, Kate, over the last decade in football. The Legion of Boom, obviously, out in Seattle. How about the no-fly zone that was cooking in Denver? That right there, that is a no-fly zone. Trying to make the play in the end zone, and a beautiful job by the defender to knock it away.
Hurts now on third and goal. And he scores. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles start to fight back with their first points of this game. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
That one right down the middle. And the Eagles cut it to a field goal game. Raleigh set up, and it's away. Just a three-point game now. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Tampa Bay are ready to head out to the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Baker now from the gun. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Never ever a great look when your quarterback's picking himself up a few seconds into a drive. They're going to need a lot more fight on 2nd down and a whole lot of yardage to get this back on track.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Now it's Irving. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Sidney Brown in on that stop. Moving in the right direction. 5 yards there, but still got a 3rd and 9 coming up.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a group, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
That one's cut along the left sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It goes as a pickup of 37 yards. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Short pass brought in. And he's got it down to the 30 before going out.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's Baker to throw. Setting up the screen. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
That's caught. It's Cade Otton. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got first and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Baker throwing again. He's got it! And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
It's second and goal. Mayfield to throw again. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that brings up third and goal. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
And he hauls it in for the Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers grow their lead just before halftime. It's a Chris Godwin touchdown. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
McLaughlin attack on the extra point. The point after splits the upright. And the Buccaneers make it a 10-point ball game. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Eagles taking over now late in the first half. And down a couple of scores, Brock. They probably try to get this into field goal range to trim that lead before halftime. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. First and 10. Here's Hurts. This one snagged by Dallas Goedert. He's got a gain of 6 there. Hassan Reddick cleaning up that play. After a good pickup, got second and 4. From the 32. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up third down.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. From the pistol, Hurts. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
And this won't be caught. Clock is going to stop. We've got 14 seconds to go. Was Devontae Smith the intended receiver? And it's going to be second down.
Defensive coaches in the NFL say it all the time. Limit the big play. Keep these guys in front of you. Well, this defense is going to have to stay vigilant because this receiver, he could take the lid off a defense at any time.
Second down. Hurts throwing again. Goddard makes the catch. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. And for the Buccaneers, it's a nickel look. Third down coming. They've got a man in motion. Back to throw it. Pass complete to Goddard. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Jake Elliott out to put up 3 for the Eagles. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. And he missed it. It's no good. And the deficit remains 2 scores. We've hit halftime here in Tampa, and the Buccaneers toting a nice lead into the locker room. Now we'll keep it in-state, but send you a couple hours away to our buddy in Orlando. It's Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports halftime report.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Tucker now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield ready for this next possession. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll run this with Irving. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Second down now, 7 to go. Going with Irving here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4. From the gun, Mayfield. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
First and 10 from the 41. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Completed over the middle. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Cooper DeJean with the stop.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Mayfield now from the gun. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Throwing from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
The drive picks up here, first and 10. Handoff headed right, Irving. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. From the 23. Finds his man. It's Godwin. And he'll go down here at the 16. Third down, 1 yard to go. Here's Mayfield. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's first and 10. Mayfield to throw. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
McLaughlin attack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Buccaneers take a 3-possession lead. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Starting from the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. They're running out of time to get this game into a more manageable spot, Brock. We've got a 3-score deficit, and we're in quarter number 3. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on 1st down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Now Hurts. Has a man. It's Brown. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Hurts with it on 3rd and short. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running for it. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. He'll get this one to Brown. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Hauled down by Christian Izien. Second and 6 coming up here. Back to throw, Hurts. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the 1st down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
First down, a run with Barkley. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Hauled down by Christian Izien. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. This finds Smith. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They'll come up 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Option play. They give it to Barkley. And he is into the end zone for a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles start the 2nd half with some needed points. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. So great work by the running back there, Brock. He saw a little bit of space, took advantage, and he took it all the way for 6.
So good, Kate. You'll hear running back coaches say this: slow to and then explode through. And that's exactly what he did. Slow to the hole, but explodes for the touchdown.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Eagles cut the lead down to 10.
Eagles 14.
That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Return starts at the 3. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Buccaneers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brought down on the effort by Quinyon Mitchell.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Irving here from the gun. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
And the Birds bring out the nickel look. 3rd down coming up. Baker now from the gun. Hits him on the out route. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. He calls for the fair catch and has it at the 22-yard line. The Eagles and Saquon Barkley ready to take over once again. So no return on that punt. And the Eagles will take possession. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And he's stopped after a nice gain up past the 25. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They'll send him over right. Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Yaya Diaby brings him down. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. A play fake now hurts to throw. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. Into heavy coverage, and that's intercepted. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And the Buccaneers will get possession up towards midfield as they take the interception up beyond the 40.
I know he started the play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he evaded obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. Will make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion, and I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
Time for us to get another look at this Tampa Bay offense. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10. They motion the slot man right. First down, here's Baker. This one's taken in by Otten. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Eagles territory. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter. It's Buccaneers football with a slight lead. Just got to hang on for one final quarter. Second and 3 now. Evans, the motion man here. From the gun, Mayfield. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught.
Now here's a spot where the timing's got to be absolutely perfect, Kate, between the quarterback and the receiver. That throw is made before that receiver's ever thinking of coming out of his cut. Too early, it's incomplete. Too late, and it's headed the other way.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Completes this one to Otten. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Tampa Bay in punt formation now. Riley Dixon, the one to kick it away. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And that hit at the 5, but got the bounce it needed to reach the end zone for a touchback. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Completed over the middle. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Barkley trying this up the gut. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, defense, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on 3rd and short.
1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. They go to Barkley again. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st and 10 now from the 30. From the pistol, Hurts. Oh, tried forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. And the Buccaneers take possession down inside the 30 after the interception.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful. Right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
The Buccaneer offense back out for another series. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Receiver in motion, headed right. 1st and 10, it's Mayfield. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation could create the big play down the field.
Has it in close. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. The nose of the football inside the 1. Here's 2nd and goal. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Now here's Mayfield. He's got it! And that's a Tampa Bay touchdown! Well, as they drive forward to one right now, looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure has taken advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
McLaughlin, attack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers take a 3-possession lead. McLaughlin has it on the team, and he's ready to send this flying. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Eagles about set to go on offense. And the last 2 drives have been teaching tape for that defense, Brock, and probably have earned this offense a lecture in the near future as well. Just haven't been able to take care of that football.
Yeah, I just kind of want to focus on those guys, everything they're doing on that side, because the humble pie this offense has eaten, it's been a tough watch.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And this one doesn't go far.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 29. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended target. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
Running back sent in motion. On 3rd down, it's Hurts. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, Give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
Hurts throwing again. On the move, headed right. He takes it himself. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Here's Hurts. It's Dotson on the catch. And that'll be enough for the first as they touch him down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10. Here's Hurts. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
You just got to love that angle, right? It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off the first down.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap for Hurts. This finds Smith. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Forced out to his right. And they take this in for the score. The Eagles get it back to within 2 possessions. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith. Right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles cut the lead down to 10. They recognize the situation they're in now. After that score, they're going to try to get it right back. And the Buccaneers manage to recover the football. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks them, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
The Buccaneers ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. New set of downs for him from the 46. Irving on the inside give. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Once again, Irving. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there, and that leaves them with 3rd down and 5. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in Tampa. Buccaneers with a 10-point advantage. So now here's 3rd and 5. Right back to Irving now. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Shotgun handoff to Irving. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4. Now we get another stoppage here. Just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout. Second and 6 coming up here. Here's the give to Irving. And he gets this forward to the 19. The Eagles decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. He goes to a knee as time winds down in this one.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
2nd down. Probably going to see him kneel it again here. On the give, this is Irving. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
On 4th down, the Buccaneers trying to put 3 on the board with Chase McLaughlin. This 42 yards from the right hash. His kick is good at the ends, but boy, Brock, we might see some words exchanged at midfield here as they add 3 to the win as time expires. Sound the cannons, baby. The Buccaneers winning here in Tampa. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Buccaneers winners, as with that, we sign off from Tampa.